Good morning. Time and temp 9:30, 47 degrees. It is extremely wet on this Sunday morning. You can probably tell by the road a little dry spot in the middle, but overall very, very, very wet. This is the first tow since we did the trans overhaul here on the truck. Not towing much, about 3,000 pounds. I have this small trailer maxed out basically. In case you guys didn't know, this is a 3,000 pound GVWR trailer with single axle 10-foot trailer. It originally weighed just about 1,000 pounds, and I closed it in with some sideboards, toolbox, spare tire mount. Toolbox doesn't really have a lot in it, but you get the point. So that adds about another 500 pounds when I add it's really the wood. When I add the wood, actually, I'm gonna continue on, and they have the Stormville flea market is very big today, this weekend, so I'm going to power through and not take 216, or at least not take Greenhaven to 216 if you're in this area, to avoid the Stormville Airport, which is really just a big field, and that's where they have the Stormville market. So like I said, and then I put the V-Ride on it. The V-Ride's like 1,200 pounds. It's got the 37 horse. Makes it a tiny bit heavier, but it's about 1,200 pounds-ish. So 15 plus 12 is 27. You throw in a couple blowers. Those are in the bed right now, but sometimes a push mower, and that gets you right to the basically right close enough to the 3,000 mark. That's how we get that math. Again, light trailer, but it is maxed out. Now this trailer, this is kind of good to know. So obviously legal weight, this could only max out at 3,000 pounds, right? It's what it's rated for, and that includes the weight of the trailer. So really could only hold like 1,500, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's, I haven't really weighed the trailer by itself, so I'm kind of just trying to figure what the wood weighed plus the tool, but but let's just say, for easy math's sake, trailer weighs 1,500 pounds and the stuff in it could max out at 1,500 pounds, right? That's legal. That's, keeping it under the legal weight limit all day long. Now, very important, if you have a trailer, especially like I like this small single axle, but I do load it up. I had a trailer dealer close to me overbuild this, so it's got a stronger axle. It's got and it actually has very heavy duty. I think it's got like 10-ply tires on it, which are the same that this truck has on it for a little tiny trail, like, you know what I mean? Or yeah, I think it has E-range, which are 10-ply, because it usually comes with C's, which are 6. So I had them overbuild it. Again, when it comes to the legality, that doesn't mean legally I could haul increased weight, but it does mean that I could have peace of mind hauling this trailer at an increased weight out all day, because the way it was built before, maybe once in a blue kind of loading, maxing it out, but to have it maxed out all the time, you never really want to do that, right? You never really want to put, max weight on a trailer by any means. So we're coming through 4 corners here. Nice houses, just all cookie cutter stuff here. I used to have an account here, but no longer do, which is okay. But this is kind of nice if you're in one of these developments, because this is park the truck and hopefully you have a few neighbors next to each other. Where I am, where most of my work is all quote unquote, for most of you guys, would be like country, where you can't park the truck between. I mean, I had one house, or two properties, I should say, that were right next to each other that I was able to park the truck in between, and it's still, you're parking the truck in between, and it's a zero turn ride. You know, you're on the zero turn for 5 minutes of max full, like, top speed of zero turns between the properties, if that makes sense. So, you know, this thing maxes out at 11-12 miles an hour. You're driving 12 miles an hour for 5 minutes between properties. So but in this little neighborhood, you could, you know, they're all like half-acre lots, so they're nice and easy. Anyway, going down to do the Putnam ones today. Usually try and get those done Saturday mornings. It rained like crazy. We got like 1.5 inches of rain, which is a lot, on yesterday, which is Saturday. So, but at the same point, I want to just get these things done and not have to worry about them later on a Sunday. So I am mowing when it's going to be wet. It is what it is. But so far this truck is towing totally fine, shifting fine. I don't have any negative things to say about it whatsoever. I'm not going to continue to make a crazy long video. I do have a problem with the truck that might not be, it might be simple, might be a little bit of a head scratcher. When truck just got all this work done, right? And basically when I got it back, or when I dropped it off, I had my dad drop it off. He noticed, which had just happened because it was totally fine prior, but he noticed that the 2 headlights were out, which is really just one side. Super Duty has 4. There's a lot of traffic coming. Super Duties have 2 headlight bulbs per side, 4 headlight bulbs total. It's a very big headlight assembly for this truck, and they're all high beam and they're all low beam. So it is not like it's this is a 2020. This is a halogen style, OEM style headlight. Now, this truck is 6 years old. What I did week 2, I don't even think I waited a second week, was get a nice pair of LEDs. I do not like when people do this. Let me preface this. But it was either doing this or it was getting some kind of ridiculous headlight upgrade that would have cost $3,000-$4,000, and it's just not paying $3,000 or $4,000 for headlights. Rather pay for higher quality LED bulbs, which you could say all you want about LED bulbs and reflector housings. I think as long as they're aimed correctly, you know, I get the whole blinding people. You obviously don't want to do that, but I think there is a way to do it right. I mean, if you look at OEMs now are even doing LEDs and reflector style housing. I mean, Subarus were the first ones to do it, and now I think a bunch of manufacturers are starting to do it because it's cheaper. So like they'll have LED headlights in all of their OEM cars now because it's really cheaper and safer. But if you look, the lower models of a lot of these mainstream cars have a reflector style. It's like it's basically like what I'm doing here, right? So anyway, 6 years, no problems. All of a sudden, he said 2 lights were out. I had Ford check. They just said 1 was out, but maybe they meant one side. And then I got the truck back and looked for myself, and 3 of the 4 were out. I wanted to make sure when it was in there, I was like, do me a favor. If it's the bulbs, I don't care. I'll replace the bulbs. I want to make sure I didn't get a mouse or something eating the wiring, because where I live, and this truck is parked 99% of the time, it's in like the world of the chipmunks. I have so many chipmunks that are everywhere, and every... Put my phone down, looks like it's flashing. Alright, it was really the other side. They had a big speed trap. I do want to point out, we are going up a huge grade right now. I don't know if you could tell. I mean, the camera's pointed straight up. I don't know if you can tell how big of a grade this is. But the trans is just holding in 8th gear. Not trying to push the truck by any means. This is a 55, in case you were wondering. It's 55. Just going straight up this grade. Over here, because this guy is just randomly getting out on the side of the road. It's good. Don't know what he's trying to do. Yeah, this thing's beautiful. It's just holding just like it should, straight up the mountain. I lost my train of thought. I'm not exactly sure what I was saying, but we're talking trucks and trailers, we're talking mowers. I don't know. I give up. But anyway, I'll wrap up this video because it's probably getting a little long. Just wanted to let you at least hear. I don't know how much you could hear, and this cab's pretty well insulated. Oh, the headlights, that's what I was saying. All right, so real quick with that, I wanted to make sure that no rodents were chewing through the wiring, and there was, a bad, if they chewed through the wires and it needed some kind of harness, or, while it's in there, obviously, want that. But they said no. But what was interesting, but they didn't really do anything. They're like, just need some bulbs, and, whatever. Within 2 minutes, just looking at it, I decided to flick the high beams on. All the high beams work. So all 4 bulbs work. So I don't know if it's a loose ground or if it is really faulty bulbs. From what I'm reading, I don't think so. And I don't think so because I never had problems with these bulbs. And, some guys do say they have problems after they take off, if they had a plow on all season and take off the plow. It was working fine for a few weeks. No issues whatsoever. Now, granted, I don't use this truck at night or in the rain too much. I use this truck to tow, when it's used in bad weather, when it has headlights on all the time, and in the winter when it's using the plow lights. So I really don't use the lights in this truck too much. With all that being said, I do need them, There's times where, in New York, that's a big wipers on, lights on. You get caught in the rain, you need lights. You do need to drive the truck at night. You need lights for inspection. You need lights, you need headlights. So it's something I got to look into. It could be as simple as a loose ground. It could be, apparently there is a low beam and high beam fuse. They're on different circuits, even though it's the same bulb. So maybe it's just something related to that. I did order, before I got the truck back, I did order bulbs, which came. I don't think I'll end up needing them, because it seems like it's more of a wiring kind of thing than not. And, I did say to, my dad and I were talking about this yesterday, and I did say, what's interesting is one thing, most winters, I'm able to take the plow off for a little bit, wash the truck all the time, like give it a good wash, underbody wash, whatever. This winter was so bad, I never did that. And right after I was done plowing and it looked like it was good, I rushed this truck to Ford to get them on this trans work. And, it was after rain, so like the majority of the salt was off the truck, but it never got like that good wash where, not saying I'm spraying the inside of my engine bay anytime I wash it, but there was so much salt. This truck was used almost every other day in the winter. I did 3,000 miles of plowing in this truck this winter. 3,000 miles, and I don't plow roads. I don't plow parking lots. That's just to just driveways. Obviously, it's travel time to and from driveways, but on the roads. But it's just, doing 3,000 miles of just that during the winter is crazy. 3,200 to be exact. I know that because I just did an oil change. You know, when I was there, I had them do an oil change, and it was 3,200 since my last oil change, and that was done mid-November, or end of November, or whatever, and we had snow like the next week. So, just interesting stuff. Gonna wrap this video up. It's gonna be a very wet. There's a lot of rain overnight. The ground's ever so slightly, the pavement's starting to dry, but you can also see there's puddles here. There's places where it's not. But there's a lot of nasty garbage over there. Let's go around all that. I don't know. Just very interesting all in all. We'll see how these lawns turn out. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm going to be mowing heavy, thick, wet grass, but it is what it is. I'm going to hold you guys here for a second to check out this awesome farmhouse that they just rebuilt, and then we'll let it go. And everybody enjoy what's left of your weekend. Obviously, I will not be posting. So here's like part of the farm, right? And check out this awesome house they just built with a matching garage behind it. I don't know if it's probably not coming in mirror. I gotta focus on driving, but it's sick. It's really sick. Anyway, everybody have a great rest of your day. Peace.